Art of war, baby. Deception. Let them believe that this was done.
Greatness in boxing isn't determined by the record of the fighter. Many greats of the sport have losses, and it definitely hasn't held them back from being recognized as the best. Having no losses is a double-edged sword. Many will praise you for being a talented fighter, and many will accuse you for fighting nobodies. Today, we will be taking a look at perfect fighters losing their O for the first time. Stay tuned until the end for the true boxing experience. This is Boxing Matrix. Enjoy this video. We are starting off with the baddest man alive, Mike Tyson. Mike was knocking out people on the regular. Heavyweight champion at 22, he was for sure a guy you did not want to mess with. Mike was getting too comfortable, and his downfall was certain. In 1990, he faced Buster Douglas, a man that had promised his dying mother that he would beat the unbeatable.
He's been a whole different person than the one every boxing expert expected to see here.
It appears that Tyson is virtually a one-eyed fighter at this point.
One-eyed fighter. Brawling willingly just to try to get in the shot that will finish things in.
Oh, the uppercut.
What an uppercut by Douglas, and down goes Tyson.
The fight of the century, Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. Ali, who had made himself a name for beating the intimidating Sonny Liston, found himself in the ring with Smokin' Joe. Frazier was no ordinary guy. The man was 26-0 and was famous for his left hook. In fact, it was the left hook that put Ali down on the canvas. When the fight came to a decision, the greatest had lost his O.
And Frazier gets in to nullify that attack. Referee. Time is important here. 3, 4. Joe Frazier, who retains his heavyweight title. Champion of the world, Joe Frazier.
Manny Pacquiao is not known for losing fights, let alone being knocked out. But Pac-Man himself was knocked out during his 1996 fight with Rustico Torrecampo. The odds were stacked against Pacquiao from the start of the bout, as he struggled to make the fight's weight and was mandated to wear heavier gloves for the match. Torrecampo threw a wild, off-balance punch to Pacquiao's midsection, causing the Filipino to go down for the count.
Torrecampo in blue. Torrecampo has carried the fight to Pacquiao. Oh! Pacquiao out! He's out! It's over. Oh my gosh! It's over. Punch. Manny Pacquiao cannot get up. It's over. Manny Pacquiao, it's over. Cannot get up on time. Over.
After having a draw with Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder was set to face the same man in February of 2020. Both were undefeated at the time, so it was clear that one of them had to get rid of his O. Wilder was not your everyday boxer. He had 42 wins, with 41 of them coming by way of knockout. Just let that sink in. After Fury pounded Wilder for 7 whole rounds, the referee had finally seen enough, thus stopping the fight.
Continues down the path of Fury domination.
Tyson Fury did a great feint before throwing that combination.
Wilder just coasting back into that neutral corner, and now Fury's looking to split the guard as Wilder's in bad shape. This fight is over. A TKO victory. There is only one.
Ricky Hatton versus Floyd Mayweather. Since Floyd has retired undefeated, you know that we are talking about the devastating loss of Ricky. This fight was big from the very start. We had heated press conferences, face-offs. I mean, a knockout in this fight was something fans of both fighters wanted to see. Floyd Mayweather delivered, and Hatton was found on the canvas, permanently erasing his O.
Master of boxing by Mayweather. Hatton sticking to his task but gets drilled. Left hook drops him. And then he hit his head off the turnbuckle. Watch this guy try to finish him off now. He's not there. He's in a heap of trouble, and there's a lot of time. Ricky can only do what he's doing, and that's to hang on. His legs are still not there. Floyd knows it. This is the beginning of the end.
He won't let him off.
There he is, all over. The fight is over.
Roy Jones Jr., a fighter we have covered here on Boxing Matrix. Often labeled as one of the greatest and fastest fighters, seeing him lose in his era was something unusual, especially after delivering knockouts such as these. His first defeat came via disqualification against Montel Griffin in 1997, but he swiftly avenged the defeat 5 months later with a stunning KO.
Moves up from, say, 168 pounds to 175. Can it, in fact, be a world of difference?
Oh, there's no question about it. Look at Roberto Duran, who's one of the greatest lightweights. Big right hand by Jones. Big right hand. And Griffin is hurt. No question about it. Griffin is hurt.
Jones looking to finish. Griffin wobbling a little bit. Jones comes in and lands the right hand lead again. And a couple of left hooks. And Griffin's knee goes down. And Jones lands 2 punches after Griffin's knee was on the canvas.
The great British boxer Anthony Joshua was seen as the next big thing in the heavyweight division. The man had power, stamina, and height. He was often compared to his British rival Tyson Fury, whom he never fought for a weird reason. A tough guy he fought, though, was Andy Ruiz. This man fooled the AJ fans. They seriously judged a book by its cover. AJ was stopped in the 7th round, and his title as an undefeated boxer was no more.
Trying to answer, but he's shaking. He's down again. Wow! Joshua looks gassed. Mouthpiece came flying out of his mouth.
6, 7, 8.
He's been down 4 times.
Hey, turn around, you can.
Joshua turning to his corner. He's got to be careful here. He's got to stay engaged. Where is his mouthpiece?
You ready to box?
Joshua looks so tired. I think he wants out. That's it. He says that's it.
If you think you know how fast punches look, you'll be surprised when we tell you about Sugar Ray Leonard, the perfect fighter. This was the same guy that did not fear to fight Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns. And let us remind you that they were no ordinary boxers. But striving for greatness put Leonard a step behind, after losing to the great Roberto Duran via 15-round unanimous decision.
Sugar Ray Leonard has shown every inch Leonard has shown himself to be. And nowhere they come again. Roberto looking for that right hand. He hasn't gotten off. He has not gotten off in the 15th round. He's got to do some punching. Leonard has taken the play away from him so far. It's not pressuring him, and I do not understand why. Roberto can smile that he's not punching. Either that or Roberto is saving himself for the last minute. Now he's starting to try to spin him around and hit him. He's making Leonard miss. Champion of the world.
Speaking of Duran, we will show you his first loss. At the age of only 21, he became the WBA lightweight champion. Being champion at that age makes a lot of boxers come after you. In November of 1972, Duran suffered his first defeat in a non-title fight against Esteban Jesus by a 10-round unanimous decision.
Both have terrific records, and there is Duran down, believe it or not. And he is smiling, grimacing. There you have it.
The Art of War. George Kambosos Jr. had beaten Teofimo Lopez in November of 2021 to claim a lot of belts. Now let us remind you that Teofimo was one of the top dogs in the division, having beaten the Matrix, Vasily Lomachenko. Following his victory over Lopez, Kambosos took the risk to become undisputed. His opponent? Devin the Dream Haney. We will let the jab do the talking.
It's beautiful footwork. Devin the Dream Haney.
Without a doubt, one of the best that ever came out of our era, Canelo Alvarez. The guy was a master at everything, showing what hard work could do to an individual. After having an incredible early professional career, he was set to face Floyd "Money" Mayweather. And as you can tell, Floyd handled this fight really professionally.
Going on the attack. Easier said than done. He's got to use that jab, and here Floyd's just picking the left hands. Oh, the left hook to the body. He's masked it very well. And Canelo. Right hand by Canelo. 15 seconds left in the fight. Mayweather remains money in Las Vegas. Welterweight championship of the world. And Floyd Mayweather.
Now we will tell you the story of Big George. During the 1970s, a fighter was getting victories over his heavyweight opponents fairly easily. What made George stand out was his extremely hard, raw power. So seeing him beat Frazier and Ken Norton was something out of a movie. Until he was met with the greatest of all time, Ali. The media were curious to find out if Ali could really beat this big monster. In the end, Ali proved why he is still the greatest boxer to ever live.
Protecting his face at all times, does Ali. Foreman throwing more punches now. Maybe this could be the tactic of Ali to let the man punch himself out. 30 seconds left in round 8. Very even fight. Ali, a sneaky right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman. It's the combination.
The master of defense, the man that inspired Floyd Mayweather to be such a defensive artist himself, Pernell Whitaker. Watching him evade punches and control his opponents in the ring made the public and the media question if this man will ever take a loss in his career. Pretty similar to what they did with Floyd. But sadly for Whitaker, his first loss came in 1988 after a 12-round clash of titans between him and Jose Luis Ramirez.
You want him to go out there and win this last round decisively.
Ramirez looking to the body. Good combination from Whitaker. Right hand just missed from Ramirez. Oh, lost in translation? I think not. Unbelievable.
Not just any loss, a brutal knockdown. Lennox Lewis versus Hasim Rahman. Lewis was a tough guy and a hell of a fighter that was known mostly for his right cross that was dropping people to the canvas with ease. After taking many boxers while being undefeated, one of them managed to shock the world and knock Lewis down to the canvas, thus taking his O from him permanently.
Walk into some right hand, that's what's happening now. If you're gonna walk to the man, use your left jab.
Lewis with a jab, right to the body, left hook upstairs combination. Now he just fires the right hand.
Lennox Lewis is like a big cat.
Rahman, jab, 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 jab. 4 of them. Chases Lewis across the ring.
The real deal, Evander Holyfield. The second man to beat Mike Tyson, and perhaps the only one to get his ear bitten off by him. After becoming the undisputed cruiserweight champion, Holyfield saw the opportunity to go and teach manners to the bigger fellas. He managed to get past Buster Douglas with a clean knockout and was awarded the 3 major belts. But in 1992, after a 28-fight win streak, he finally faced a man that was a challenge that he could not overcome. And that man was Riddick Bowe.
Courage, spectacular heart and will. What he hasn't had is the muscle and the size.
I can tell you one thing, that terminology of the St. Bernard and the Junkyard Dogs, they belong to me. Larry stole them from me. I gave it to them.
Not the first great idea that we've stolen from you, George, and it won't be the last. Of heart and will and courage and skill.
New heavyweight champion of the world!
After going 40-0 in his early 20s, Sugar Ray Robinson met with his first loss after facing the strong Jake LaMotta. Robinson is considered to be the best pound-for-pound fighter to ever do it. In fact, pound for pound is a phrase the media created to express how great he was. It was 1943. Robinson was set on delivering another stunning performance until he was met with great power. Joe Frazier was on top of the world after defeating Muhammad Ali in 1971. Everyone started questioning themselves if this was indeed the best fighter that was alive. Fame and money came alongside Frazier, but he didn't lose focus. In the end, he was 27-0 and had to protect his legacy. On the other hand, Ali couldn't let this man get away with such a victory. They immediately agreed to a rematch, and Joe's record was missing an O for the first time.
By unanimous decision is Muhammad Ali.
If you think Floyd Mayweather's 50-0 record is impressive, wait till you hear about Julio Cesar Chavez. The man was 90-0, 90 wins and 0 losses. His reign in the ranks ended in 1994 after 14 years of competing. The boxer who defeated him was Frankie Randall, a pretty good fighter for his era. Although he couldn't deliver a knockout, it still was a hell of an achievement to beat a 90-0 boxer.
Not being a southpaw, but it is getting home. But a glancing blow, and back comes Randall. So far, he's been fighting his fight. He's been a surprise. That is the surprise of Frankie Randall at this point.
You know what else Randall's doing that's real good? Every time Chavez hits him in the side.
By Frankie Randall. But so straight. The cranium, the head of Julio Cesar Chavez. Around and out punching. Stopped Edwin Rosario in the 7th.
And new champion, Frankie, the Surgeon Randall.
This was our video of perfect fighters losing their O in their record. What is misunderstood in today's boxing scene is that having no losses immediately makes you one of the best, when in the old era, having a few losses showed that you were brave enough to take on anybody. Comment down below who you think should have never lost a fight. And of course, don't forget to jab the subscribe button. This is Boxing Matrix. Thank you for watching.